Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Circle of the World podcast, where we discuss Joe Abercrombie's First Law series. I am one of your hosts, Lord Chamberlain Jeffrey, and here are my co-hosts,
Archlector George,
and Harrison, the Adeptus Historical.
We continue our coverage of the Age of Madness trilogy with A Little Hatred, and we cover All Equal, Young Men's Folly, and The Party's Over. So let's get started. As usual, folks, you know we got to thank you for your continued support, your dedication, your loyalty, your commitment to
adoration.
The cause. Yes, your adoration.
Undying adoration and commitment to the cause.
Your participation in our congregation. Holleration in whatever that old song used to be.
You lost it.
I lost it. Hateration. That's one. But yes, we want to thank you. Good action in the Discord from all those last couple of days was a little quiet and I had to reprimand everybody, but that worked out just fine. And by the time this comes out,
not contribute.
No, yeah, me, Mangle. Whoa. Anyway, we want to say thank you to
everybody. Knows the Lord Chamberlain is above everybody.
Yes, that's how it's supposed to be. And what else? George, do you want to hit us with any like cool numbers or anything like that? Statistics? I think we had a pretty good month or a week. I think I saw 300 a week or two ago.
We're doing solidly, you know.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Love that.
It's nice. Growing solidly. Everybody's listening.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Love it.
Thank you.
Continue, folks. Continue that up.
Keep listening, please. Don't close the video, please.
Don't close it. Don't close that tab. Don't do
it.
Don't skip. I will say, without saying too much, you're gonna have a treat of a next episode. That's all I'll say. So with that, we're gonna move on as usual. For now, our community interaction segment has been basically just, a shout out to the Memeing Every Chapter soiree, and it's going to continue to be that until we kind of figure something else out. Don't forget to head over to the House of the Meme Maker subreddit, lorded by Sir Spaceman.
I mean, I think at this point it's got to be like a retrospective because there hasn't been one in about a month. There's been a couple, but it hasn't been kept up with.
What has it been? The Memeing Every Chapter?
Yeah, the Memeing Every Chapter is sort of fizzled out, unfortunately.
Has Sir Spaceman...
Obviously, yeah, Bloody Niner has been keeping up with his
end.
his obligations,
He's a good man. He's a straight edge, that Bloody Niner.
Oh, no. Sir Spaceman, we need you to pull a call to arms. Come on. Chop.
I mean, and that's on us as well. I mean, we could have made some of those, but
Well, I mean, that's true too, I guess. But
it's just the ebb and flow of the meme universe,
Yeah.
The truth is in general, while Joe works on the Devil series, and probably by the time we finish the coverage of the First Soul series itself, there probably won't be another book. So it's gonna be a desert for a long time. And think about that for a second.
Yeah,
this is the only First Law content you're gonna get for years.
I know. We didn't even do an announcement last week, guys. Do you realize that?
Oh, that's right.
Episode 200.
Yeah,
last episode, and we didn't even say anything because we're just so
humble.
I don't know. We're so humble. Yeah, we. No milestones for us. We're just humble pilgrims.
No, we're going to make a big deal about this episode, 201. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. But, folks, we are going to be trying to be a little bit more active with the community. I'm not going to say what, just keep an eye out. That's all I'll say. I guess in the meantime, then, other than that, we're just going to go ahead and get started with our first chapter read through, which is All Equal. And this one is basically, it picks up right after the last chapter, and it's Gunnar Broad's perspective, though. So it's him, Sorrelby, and they're following Vic down the streets of Valbeck to go, find those prisoners.
And it's just absolutely wrecked. Everything is in the utmost chaos.
Valbeck is fucked up.
It's a shithole.
I mean, it was already a shithole.
Right.
But imagine, take a shithole, And then have nobody take care of it, and then not burn down. That comes in a minute.
Yeah, but take a shithole and then burn it down. That's
Basically, imagine the after effects of the Dresden firebombing. Just that.
With slightly less fire. Except Dresden was nice, bro. Well, other than the Nazis who lived there. But
yeah, let's just say let's just call
nice.
It was nice, right? Okay, and all right, Harrison, we're gonna have to talk about your allegiances a little bit later.
Are you serious?
So, I like how there's that one part where Broad is like, you know what? At this point, I just learned to listen to women. I believe all women. And
it's the two women in my life are the most trustworthy people in the world. So let's go.
Yeah,
you're perfect. Let's go.
Yeah,
and honestly, this chapter is called "Equal of Equals," right? The truth is, Broad is a feminist. Go on, King.
Broad sees everybody equally. It's just how much of a level of should I beat this person up and can I beat this person up,
or should I?
Yeah, should I?
Yeah, it's always in that lens. I like how he talks about how Artie with the stray that May picked up and said we should take care of her. We should, and she can't cook or clean worth the shit. But hey, whatever.
This is a grown normal person that can't cook. I'll say straight.
Honestly, he's great. I really love how Broad acts like this. He's like, but May's taking a liking to her. Like his little girl is just like playing with some neighbor down the street.
Just like she just picked up a dog or something.
Yeah,
oh, come
here. No, they have a good time together. They.
And I wondered about the implication that Broad says Artie out loud, Savine's given name. And if Vic would just know a little bit more about Savine's familial situation.
No. Artie is a peasant name.
Yeah. That's true.
That's why she gave it, because it was easy, past your mind, and it's a peasant name.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
so is Column. Column is also a peasant name. Column
comes up a lot.
That's right.
I think Column comes up like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Comes up in Red Country, comes up here. Yeah.
It'd just be like, my name's John.
Like,
I know you. You're John Glockter.
Guy. Okay. So, yeah.
John First Law.
John First Law. Yeah, the main character.
It's funny. So I do think it's funny how they get to the courthouse, because that's where they're going to, because that's where they figure all the prisoners are kept. And they're like, the courthouse was burnt to shit, and so was the big bank that was, next to it, the brand new spanking Paladin bulk branch, and that shit's burnt out.
It's almost like they targeted it for some reason.
Yeah.
Strange.
Interesting theory there, Harrison. So we had they get into the courthouse because it's not guarded at all, and it's a shit show. People are doing drugs, they're all over the benches, right? And then
they're all naked and writhing around on the floor like animals.
Yep. And then we see, we see Valamir. He's in the defendant's box, you would call it, the bench where the defendant's box is. Then we see the jury. The jury is full of ladies of the night because they're
the best judges of character. Yep.
Yeah, we the Circle of the World podcast support ladies of the night, and we support them in their political and judicial adventures. And then in the middle of all this, is smack dab in the judge's chair is none other than the aptly named fucking judge, who since the uprising, I guess we'll call it, of Valbec, has taken to bling herself out. Necklaces, rings, jewelry, all this stuff, which I think is such a fun, not a fun thing, but it's like the people that are always
it's symbolic, isn't it? That the people that are most angry and do the worst things when it comes to these revolutions, are the ones that just kind of take everything for themselves and don't think about anybody else.
Right. That's what I meant to talk about. Thank you, Georgia. We could talk about that in a little bit. And
Broad sees her too, and Broad's like, "Damn, she kind of fine." And let's be real. I mean, Broad is like, and she takes a drink of a bottle, and he's like, oh man, he wishes that he could be in her place. Or maybe he wishes he could be the bottle. Broad, you're a married man, you little fucker. But as you can see, Broad's vices and impulses are not limited to violence. They're limited to almost everything except for drinking for a very long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so the notion is like, Judge sees them and goes, what do you want? And Vic tells her that, look, we're here. Rizanel sent us and we're here to take the prisoners because, you know, we're going to need some negotiating leverage here.
Yeah.
And Judge is
resistant.
How do we judges?
She actually takes the standpoint of like, well, I'm the judge, and you think that Renhouse can just come up in here and
I think it really comes back to this sort of idea that, you know, civilization and order only exist because somebody decides that it does.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So the person that has the power over violence is the one that has the decision at the end of the day. So Judge is sat there with her, 20, 30 burners with hammers. And she's the one that gets to decide what happens in that room at that time because there's nobody else that can challenge her.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I think, perfect. I think
it's
totally
the way that all the society works, really.
I think it's perfectly similar too because, like you've mentioned before, like she takes everything for herself in a way, right? She pretends to be this agent of chaos, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as Vic points out,
she even does the similar Joker fucking speech.
Well, she
only you know how I got the name Judge. The story changes every time.
The thing I love about this little scene here is whenever Judge is like, who do you think you are coming in here demanding this or that? What are you, a king above his people or a general above his men? And then she's like, or a judge in a courthouse or something. And she goes, go ahead, Jeff.
No, yeah, I was going to say she said a judge above her jury or something like that.
Judge above her jury.
Yeah,
that's right.
And Judge is like, I've been burned by my own rhetoric.
But you know what? She does actually listen at that point because I think Judge, even though she innately is a person and so will just take everything for herself in this quote unquote chaos she wants, she doesn't want to be seen as actually in charge because that voids her entire point. So whenever Vic points out that she is the one in charge right now, and so she's betraying her ideology, she actually starts to listen to it.
That's interesting. And it she ends up being a hypocrite anyway in the wisdom of crowds. But
I wouldn't say that she was a hypocrite. I'd say that
I just said
she's right. Because right here she says, what are you going to do? Trade these prisoners for freedom? And that's what they try to do. And as we know, they all get, hung up in cages.
Yeah, right. Well,
so she's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Now here's one something. This is something that came across my mind as I read this book for the second time, all this stuff, and I got to this chapter and I was reading this, and I don't know if I brought this up to you boys before, but if I did, I apologize. But I'm gonna ask you your thoughts. So obviously, we know who the Weaver really is, and we know how this was a part of the plan to kind of like, begin the dissolution of the Union, to wrest control away from a certain who. Do you think that Judge is a direct participant of the plan? Do you think that she is just like truly an agent of chaos who just like, found the burner, like, joined them and, obviously is an eccentric wild card? Or was she implemented by the Weaver as to create as much chaos as possible, huh?
Pike specifically says in Wisdom of Chaos, Wisdom of Crowds, sorry, Wisdom of Chaos. It is Wisdom of Chaos. Wisdom of Crowds. Pike specifically says that, whenever Vic is like, you mean you let Judge be in charge, you let her do all this crazy shit. He goes, well, she was a necessary tool to invoke the chaos, the violence that we needed to make the change happen. So
I forgot about that then. Okay.
But Judge also does say things like she knows kind of more what's going on. She makes implications. So I think she's like she's right below Pike in terms of her knowledge, but she's being used by Glokta, yes.
So
I think that's the same. I think Rizanau is like this idealist that got put in charge, and then he has Malma and Judge that are the two wings of the ideology.
Yeah.
And though they're that at the beginning, when Valbek first turns, that's when it was put in place by Pike, and just like, all right, okay, now we're gonna go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think you're right, George.
So you think?
I'd say that they are part of the plan, but they're not in on the plan.
They're not in on the plan. Okay, gotcha.
They're not. They haven't been told about anything that's going to go on. They're just like, yeah, no, this is the time. We're going to go now.
That was my, initial question. But it's obviously like you guys obviously read the books, the Age of Madness trilogy more than once.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is cool. This is kind of cool because then I'm not saying I'm a first time reader, obviously, but I'm coming in with like the same vague recollection of like certain details. Yeah. So I like this. This is good. Thank you for clarifying. But yeah, basically Vic is able to convince Judge to give them the prisoners, including Valimir, and I'm assuming the lawyer Randok, who's butt ass naked still, and somehow didn't get fucking killed. Valimir, props to him, man, because he was ballsy. He goes, I don't recognize this court. I don't recognize you, cunts, yada yada.
Yeah, Valimir, you have to give him credit. He is just like, oh man, what the fuck is this? You're all fools. Go fuck yourselves.
You're all fools. Go fuck yourselves. Yeah.
Valimir has kept his composure, and for once in his entire life, he's actually right. These are a whole bunch of fucking fools doing these, idiotic executions. And look at Rancock. He's completely lost his mind.
Rancock's
or at least he's completely supplicated, hasn't he? I mean, we even saw his perspective, didn't we? And he was just like, "Oh my god, what the fuck is going on?" And that was like a week ago. This guy is just a flabby mess right now.
Yeah, Rancock is basically the quote unquote defense attorney who would just goes, "Yes, of course, Judge, whatever you want." Judge.
Of course, there could be no defense, Your Honor. How could there be?
And then, like, the ladies in the night, the jurors are like, guilty as charged, yeah. And Judge is like, shut the fuck up. I haven't even finished listening to the charges. That.
I like the fact that Judge does have, like, some sense of propriety.
Yeah.
There's like, or at least in this kangaroo court, we are still going to read the charges before we do the sentencing.
Yeah, that's
There's some kind of order.
She also is like with Sparks, right? Whenever Sparks is like, "Oh my god, Judge is gonna come in and be like, oh, what a fucking work this is, Sparks." Yeah, like she is like, this is too much. You've crossed the line.
You crossed the line.
I think there's something that we need to address right now, which is this theory that I've seen quite a few times on the First Law subreddit, or maybe in the darker corners of the comments, where a lot of people think that Judge might be rogue.
No. That's as much as much as
because she talks about the dragon people later.
Okay. I don't think she. First of all, I don't remember that. We'll get there but she has blue tattoo writing, whatever. I think she might be from the old country or the far country, whatever.
I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just
near
saying
country, far country. That's it, right? I don't think she's wrong.
I think she's a ghost. I do think she's a ghost.
Yeah.
Because the only people who distinctly have red hair with her features are ghosts. Like notably. Like Joe always mentioned, Joe's kind of like, he's kind of like George R.R. Martin. Like he only mentions things whenever they matter typically.
Actually, hold on. Actually, we might have to refrain from that because is this going to be I don't think this is an instance that like not all redheads are ghosts, but all ghosts are redheads. I don't know if that's the case.
I mean, obviously, Vitari isn't a ghost, but
right, and then
but she mentions the far country.
Yeah, hold on.
No, I know it's.
She talks. She specifically talks about being with ghost tribes and being kidnapped by ghost tribes.
There you go. But what I wanted to ask you guys was like, Dab Sweet's wife. What's her name?
Crying Rock.
Rock. She's not described as a redhead.
No, she's not. But she's also not. We don't know if she's actually a ghost or not. To be fair.
Yeah, we don't actually. Because she was kidnapped like the rest of the kids.
Right, yeah. by the dragon people. Right, of course. Sorry. Right. Okay,
she very well could be. I'm not saying that she has to be a ghost, but to me it fits up because, okay, it's like the Joker, right? Just because she has 3 different stories for her origin story doesn't mean all of it's fake. you know? So that's kind of the way I think about it. It makes sense that she would be a ghost, that she was captured and had some traumatic experience in the far country. And then it does make sense that she was at some point some kind of judge of some kind for some kind of weird, sick institution. Who knows what that was? And I don't remember her
it's like Orientalism, isn't it? Like, or there's this random foreign person, or maybe they're like magic or something. So, a group of people will get together and go, this really pale person with red hair, they must be magic. They must, know something that we don't.
Yeah.
It just happens.
True.
Yeah, true. And so, like I said, a judge agrees to give the prisoners to Vic. And so judge agrees to give Vic the prisoners. And there's this hapless guard. He's like, Your Honor, whatever. And he takes Vic and Broad and Sarby out. Now, I want to point something out. And I think we did mention it briefly, but during this confrontation, or whatever you want to call it, tensions got a little high, and Broad ended up having to fling a dude into a wall. Yep. And Judge is like, ooh la 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 la, me like it, you fun,
you big strong man.
Yeah. And she likes it even more when she challenges him, and he's like, "Oh no, I don't actually like fun." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I like that."
Yeah. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I see that." He's
like, "You're in denial of your true self, you dirty whore."
Yeah, they're made for each other already.
Yeah, so Broad is already getting the hibbies with her, and so that's something to keep an eye out for, because she's eye fucking him, and he's like, "Oh God, please. Don't smack me. I might like it." That kind of thing. So then they go out to the back of the courthouse to get more prisoners, I guess. And
after judges relinquished the prisoners to Vic after a long and hard diplomatic conversation that we didn't talk about at all. Skip over that.
Vic did it very impressive, honestly. Like I said, she kind of shuts her down at first, calling around her bullshit, and then she's basically like, "Listen, like, what are you going to do here? Are you going to make it a big fight? Like, is that really worth it?" And Judge, I think, realizes that she hardly has any prisoners anyway, so what the fuck is the point? But also, I think, too, like, a lot of it is characterized on Vic. Vic showing her off her abilities, what she's capable of, how she's able to deal with somebody like Judge. Whenever everybody else in the room is, like, afraid of Judge, Vic is like, "What's up, bitch? You want to be a bitch? I'll be a bitch." It takes a bad girl to beat a bad girl, okay?
But she's so calm and cool, collected, Vic, and you would think that she wouldn't be able to reason with Judge, and Judge does, obviously, like you mentioned, is standoffish with her at first and says, "Fuck negotiating. It's all about killing, violence, burning it down. That's how you get your freedoms." Considering she's putting people in prison now, which is very funny. But, that's what revolutions do. I guess.
Every revolution eventually creates again what it tried to overthrow.
There's a power vacuum.
Yeah,
and the system must needs replenish itself and all that. So, but even like you said, George, earlier, that at least you said that you think that Judge is right. At least technically she's right, because she goes, "My way is the right way, because your way negotiating is just going to end up getting you killed." That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which she does for most of them.
For most of them. And then obviously they go out into the yard and they see that, they constructed a big ass gallows, essentially, and they have hung a shitload of people.
Hundreds.
Is it hundreds?
I like the description. It's like hundreds, if not several hundred.
Might have been, might have been 100, might have been more. Swaying just a little with the breeze. There were men and women. There were young and old. All equal now, all right, which was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
which
then,
again, just goes to show, like, these kinds of revolutions, and they just result in so much senseless death that 99% of the time.
Yeah, Vic and Broad and them, they just stand there staring. Broad he notes that, like, high ideals, like the ones that led him to Styria, these are the same high ideals that led to this. And then the warden, he ends the chapter by saying, "Well, there's a few that haven't been tried yet down in the cells. I I guess you could have them too.
Okay.
Oh, let Joe end that chapter on a joke.
No, this one ends on a joke. Don't worry. I just love whenever he walks up to Judge and she's like, guard, and he like walks in and goes, your fucking honor. And she's like, you better watch your mouth. He's so good. I don't know. Pacey's delivery. This just fucking naked ass crazy guard with a sock on his cock walks up and goes, yo fucking honor. I don't know why. It makes me laugh every time. It's stupid. Damn you, Joe.
That's so funny.
That is so funny.
Jeff, what would you rate this chapter?
I think I give it a 4 and a knuckle. Give it a 4 and a knuckle. Short chapter, but I feel like we're about to turn the corner of just how depraved the situation got in Valbec, but we're seeing like Jesus, they're just hanging people left and right. They obviously in the walk to the courthouse, they were noting how homes were burnt out everywhere, even in an area where like Sorrowby and Broad were like, I don't think rich people lived here, so they burnt the poor out of their own homes, which is
of course they did,
because of course, right. And so the situation's obviously deteriorated into quite to an abysmal place, but
a shit show, you might say.
Yeah, shit show is correct. And so what we see Vic's ability to be cool under pressure and negotiate with someone that is normally acts as if they're non-negotiable as a human being. So that was pretty cool. And then obviously we see Broad have a raging erection. And then, it's pretty much a 4 and a knuckle for me. You boys?
Yeah, I reckon a 4 and a knuckle is good.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, I think it's slightly below average, but I think it actually does really good job at having kind of a dynamic scene. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Wow, totally did we just hit a trifecta on a whatever?
We did a trifecta on a whatever chapter.
Hello.
That's great. Well, do you guys want to add anything to what I said?
Nah.
I would kind of disagree a little bit that I think Judge is sort of, she knows that it's coming to the end, so she's sort of just negotiating from the position that she knows she's going to give up anyway. And she's fair. Just sort of
the little position of power,
just making a big show out of the last position of power that she's got.
Okay.
And she's like, oh yeah, I already hung all the prisoners, by the way, and she's already like escaped like Wile E. Coyote,
Wile E. Coyote.
They're all at the back looking at the bodies, and they just hear a car start in the background.
Yeah, like she's already leaving. Yeah,
I don't think she's coming back.
That's good. That's good. Wow. Well, all right. We'll move on to our next segment, which is our best meme of the week. Georgie boy, that's you. Take it away.
So this week we have fairy tones with the Sandan Glocta in meme format. And it's just this incredible just painting of a rabbit drinking tea. And it's plotting, scheming even.
But did you click through?
Yeah, I'm going through it, and then there's a deer on a Polaroid, and it's like, I'm rarely a hater, but when I hate, my hate comes from a place of ethics, nuance, and critical analysis. And then pain, agony, even. Yeah, which is clocked out all the way through. I can't read all of these, but my lord, they're so funny.
There's a seal under a rainbow that says, I hope you have a nightmare and shit the bed. And then, here's another one. Today has been a day, and tomorrow is going to be another day. Oh my God. And that's obviously Glock.
These are just like completely existential memes,
Yeah.
So you kind of think that I love the picture. It's just like clearly like someone's grandma taking a close-up selfie, and it's been like superimposed on a landscape, and it's like, who remembers things?
That's ridiculous.
I know. What the fuck? I like the effort though. I can see the imagination. I can see the concept. Yeah. It's good. I love it. I clicked on it just for the first one. I think the first one alone It's worth it.
So
plotting, scheming even.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah, so that's Fairy Tones. I think we've had you before at some point.
I think so. Yeah, that name is familiar. That name is familiar to me.
So yeah, that's good. That's good.
Thank you for that. We appreciate you. So we'll move on to our next segment, which is our second chapter read through, and this one is Young Men's Folly. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have returned to another Leo Dan Cock chapter. And they are in a holdfast of some sort, a tower. It's him following Finry up the tower to the ramparts, whatever, the parapet.
Yeah.
And Dogman's there too. And Leo's just whining.
I feel like this is Leo is peak annoying without being actually infuriating.
Yeah,
I mean? He hasn't actually done anything yet.
You're right.
But he's really annoying.
I remember him being annoying at this point, but it's still early on when you first read the book. You're like, oh, it's just Leo just being impetuous. Calm down, man. You'll get your chance kind of thing. Don't fuck this up for your mother, right? So I remember that. But now I'm reading it through the jade-colored lens or jade-tinted lens of...
I think knowing what he is early on, is actually great. Because we have this expectation that he's going to be like Giselle when he's not, he's not actually, he's not really ignorant. He chooses to be an asshole. So I find it simultaneously more annoying and also really, really well written. And what's the word I'm looking for? Funny. It does get pretty funny at times. When he gets whiny, I'm just like, what a little bitch.
Yeah. So obviously they've been retreating. What have they been treating? South and west or something like that?
Yeah.
They've been doing that for quite some time now. And the idea is Leo's like, we're going to be cowards if we keep retreating. And Finry's like, that's what I want them to think now. Because Dogman goes, so you're going to fight them here. And then Finry, they confer, and Dogman, respects her and, likes her. And meanwhile, now it's Leo's turn to get a boner. And he's like, you're going to fight them here? You're going to fight them here? And so because the idea...
Raggy.
Because I think that's a really good point, Jeff, because just like you just said, we have loads of character development here from Finry.
Yeah.
We know that Finry is reacting in a way that is, she's leading the army effectively. She's done this whole false retreat, making everybody think that she's just falling back because she's just a woman. I'm just a girl, And then she's gonna turn and spring the trap. And even her own side and her own son think it's about them.
Yep.
Right.
And that's why it's so infuriating, because Leo is so self-centered that he's just about, why would you put your best sword on the back line? You're one guy. You work with a sword. What are you going to do?
Shut up. Exactly. I hear you. I do love the respect that Dogman has for Finry too. Like he talks about, he goes like, your mother was a prisoner of blacked out and faced him down and didn't only talk her own way free, but saved 60 men besides. I'll hear her giving no lessons in courage, boy. There's a world of difference between being scared to fight and waiting till you can win. And I was like, damn, Dogman. And then afterwards, before Finry tells him like the plan is like, you do this and everything. And the Dogman kind of goes, I like it. There's one thing you can rely on is young men's folly. And then he goes, and he looks at Finry. He goes, Lady Finry, I fought beside some great warriors, great war chiefs, against some too, but I rarely saw an army better handled than by you. Might be men who think there's something weak in what you've done the last few weeks. Those men know less than nothing about war. Would have been easy to break faith with us, let us be swallowed up, but you kept your word. Aren't many who do once they see it'll cost them. And he holds out her hand to shake it.
Yeah.
And Finry's like, what the? Oh. and I hope they bang.
Dogman deserves it. We know Fenrir's a cat. Anyway, but Dogman.
I can imagine an identical scene when Wes walks up to Dogman bagging Cathil. It's just like Dogman
and Leo walks in. He just sees Dogman's butt cheeks,
hairy butt cheeks.
Yeah. It's
like a dog's.
It's my headcanon. They banged around this time. It's my headcanon.
I think this scene does. I mean, like, you know, Joe does a lot of like, I don't know. He many times he'd be like, oh man, the character I liked is kind of an asshole. Not with the Dogman. Dogman makes one lifelong mistake. That's pretty much it. And everything else he does is badass, heroic, and he's just a good fucking person. As everybody loves him, everybody likes him, and everybody respects him. And I love that he's got his due. He talks, everyone shuts the fuck up and listens because he's got something worth saying.
Yeah.
And he's got so many good things to say here. It just makes me really happy.
Yeah. What would be that one mistake there, Harrison?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe just letting his best friend.
Well, hold on. Let him say it. What?
I don't. Letting his best friend be what he is.
And how would you propose he have not done that?
I'm sorry. Are you saying that Dogman did the right thing by not even trying? He didn't even try. Let's be real here.
He's tried to talk to him, but that's
he doesn't. We see it when we get Bethod's perspective in Made a Monster. He's like, I don't know how. That's right at the beginning of that fucking journey.
And Dogman says in Last Argument of Kings to Logan, in his mind, he goes, "This is the first time he's ever stood up to him, and he was scared shitless or something." So I'm not saying that Dogman's a shitty person. Anybody else would have done the same thing, probably.
Yeah,
but that's the point. The point is that he made one mistake that anybody else would make, and he's beyond that. He's an amazing person.
Yeah.
Also, Dogman being just like, I'm just glazing him here, but he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. He says we're gonna lose your kingdom. We're gonna the province. It's gonna be lost. And he's
the protectorate.
The protectorate's gonna be lost. And he goes, nah. Oh well, not everything lasts.
Yes, I love that. Nothing lasts forever.
Yeah.
I mean,
beautiful.
Isn't he great? He's great.
He's awesome.
Love it. And I do like he goes, you have to be realistic, not last forever. Which is like, man, I just fucking love it. So then obviously the only real issue in this chapter. So the real I guess confrontation or the crux of this chapter here is Leo finding out that Fenrir plans to put him with the reserves and the cavalry reserves hidden away.
With the reserves?
But George, at least what you were saying about him like being like your best sword, you can't just like put it on the mantelpiece.
Yeah, Leo is absolutely just like, you can't put your best sword in the back line. Like, it's just you, man. It's you and your like 5 friends.
Yeah, it's like calm down. It's a whole army. Shut up. And then she tells him, because he's like, I'm going to be the Lord Governor one day. I'm not a boy anymore. And then she goes, then fucking act like it. And she's like, she spazzes on him. She goes, this isn't a negotiation. You're going to stay with the reserves. That's the end of it. Your father's dead. He's dead. And I can't lose you too.
I love that. I love that regression.
Yeah.
Like she goes from a commanding and then, overall like logical to, no, this is really like deep down what our emotions are. Like, you're not going in because you'll die.
Yep.
Because he would. Because,
And he's reckless.
He does. Almost.
And you know what, too? Pacey's performance is great, too, because he's so good at the little minor things. And like he makes her voice crack here. And it actually really hits. And Leo, for once, the only thing he understands is more passion than his own. And when it comes to an emotional thing. So he listens to her this one time. He forgets about it by the next chapter. But he listens to her and goes, okay, Mom, you're not going to lose me. Which, fair enough.
I think this paragraph here between when she breaks up and then when he starts talking is the longest introspection thing that we get from Leo.
Not ever, like that, right? No way.
Not ever, but like that about one person and one thought. specifically. This is like the deepest thing that we get about him. It's like, oh yeah, no, my mum, when Dad died, held me together, held the whole family up, held everything, the Lord Governorship and everything like that. I've been taking this for granted.
Yes.
Yeah,
but it's Leo, so he forgets it like 5 seconds later.
I do like that.
Which is totally so frustrating, George. Like what you just said is so true, because like that last line, he goes, instead of being grateful, being a good son, helping her lift this impossible weight, he had moped and whined and picked at her as if there was nothing bigger at stake than his pride. He had to blink back tears himself.
Yeah.
And he says he'll lead the reserves. And it's like,
that's so interesting, isn't it? Because it makes you feel like you've got character development. And it is character development, but it's not in a way that it's satisfying for the story, because it's just in a... I think what I mean is that Leo, at this point, is really, in his mind, like taking control. He's like, oh, now I need to protect... He's not thinking about any of this, like in a way that, oh, maybe she's right. She's like, oh, I need to protect her. Like, I need to... You know what I mean? It's like sort of it's more self-centered than ever.
So you're okay. I think I see what you're saying. I think you're saying instead of looking at it from the perspective of Finri, right, and Leo being like, you know what, she's right. I have been I have been too, et cetera. I'm just going to actually follow along. But you're saying the lesson he's taking from here is like, she did take care of me. He goes, no, now it's my turn to lead, and I'll do what she says, because she doesn't want to risk losing me. But he's not looking at it from her perspective. He's only looking at it like, well, what can I do to what?
What is he even specifically? What can I do as a man? What can I do like as a warrior? And that's it. That's all he is in his own head.
Capable of comprehending. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's so fascinating. I love Leo as a character just because of that. Like this is the moment where you realize that Leo is really that myopic. He really is that one track mind kind of guy. And I don't know, I can kind of feel what he feels at the same time while disagreeing with him vehemently,
Yeah, like it's like, well, here's the thing too. I think Joe does a really good job at their relationship as mother and son. In that base way, we don't really get that any other point in this story, and I think that's what hits us as men. What I think he writes well is the fact that as a young man, and you see your mother getting older, you do feel this sense that I need to be the man now. I need to step up. And then Leo's man, that's what he's doing, and that part is relatable, and that part is admirable. It's just the fact that he's doing it from a selfish point of view, not
it's
from
like
an actual. Yeah.
And there is a lot of character development with Leo here. There is, and it's like what you said, George. It's just, it doesn't satisfy us the reader, obviously, because like what happens at the end of this trilogy. But I mean, just a bit more self-reflection, maybe a certain event, turns a certain way.
Well, I think that's the point, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I know.
Go straight onto the rating here. I would actually rate this chapter an 8. Just because that moment, I've thought about this a lot. That moment where you realize Leo really is just that, and he is, he has no other existence outside of this narrow myopic view. I don't know. I've never read any other character like that. I've read all sorts of fucking fiction across all genres. And I've never read anything that comes close to that character work that just, puts it down to a few tiny details that you can understand in such a visceral way. And that's what sets Joe's work apart for me.
So you give it an 8?
An 8.
An 8. Harrison, you?
I think I'm going to go with a 7. I think it's really well done, and I think it shows a lot of character. I think you said everything that needs to be said.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving it a 6, but it's a great chapter. Like that's, on our scale, 6 is above average, and it's a great chapter. It's just very, very short, but my bias against incredibly short chapters. However, I mean, we get great moments. We get Dogman shitting on Leo. We get Dogman hyping up Finri. we get Dogman immediately plowing Finry right after this chapter, because that's in my head. That's in my head.
I love that as well, that Leo doesn't even acknowledge the
he
fact
doesn't even
that
think about that. And I'm like,
he's just like, oh no, he might. I can imagine in Leo's head, like off screen, he's like, oh, he must have meant something else, you know.
No, he
was secretly praising me.
He says it. He says it. He was like, it made him swell with pride to see an old Northman like look, be as proud of Finry, all that stuff. And in my head, I'm like, Dogman's trying to fuck. And then I'll see Finry, not shitting on Leo, but making him confront his own behavior, and Leo confronting it for a moment, confronting
for like 5 seconds, as usual.
Yeah, for like 5 seconds. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 9 fingers. So we'll move on to our next segment, which is our character spot. Boys, who are we highlighting this episode?
We are highlighting, as we do sometimes whenever we have a hard time picking. We kept oscillating back and forth between which of these crazy burner people do we want to use. And we were like, fuck it, all of them. The burners as a people. They are some crazy fuckers. But they're anarchic. You could say the word.
Anarchists.
Yes. Jesus.
And they... And they are.
I thought you were going to say anachronistic. I was like,
they are the worst
people. Horrible people.
They're the worst people in any kind of movement.
Right.
There's always the 1 to 10% maybe that just want to ruin everything for everybody.
Yep.
Want to watch the world burn, in the words of Michael Caine.
And act like that. And act like it's for everybody. Right?
It's just
it's easy to burn the world down and go, yes, I built this.
Right.
Yeah.
You see it all over the place, even like now, like online, when people like talk about it. These are people that are just angry at the world. They're angry at their place in it, et cetera, et cetera. And
this is one of those things that I think Joe is kind of amplified now, because this came out in this was 2021.
This came
2019.
Out, yeah,
this right before pre-COVID. My lord. No,
this came out. Oh, Little Hatred came out right before COVID, I think.
Yeah. So this is all before all of the fucking political upheaval. I mean, 2019 was safe. I wish I could go back to 2019.
No. I mean, but compared to now, but I mean, like 2016 was pretty bad. 2015.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's a completely different world now from when this book was released. But in the same way that the Blade itself was. Because the Blade itself was released in 2006, right before the financial crisis. And obviously, Baez being the big banker is the bad guy. So now we can see, it's this whole thing about social revolution and upper class revolution and all sorts of webs of, things going on. And I just can't help whenever I read these books again that it's just like, oh man, Joe is a fucking, he's a clairvoyant, what's going on?
He's an oracle.
I mean, there's about 20 people that I can name and say that's probably a light judge, somebody that is just inflammatory and will just do whatever they do to get what they want in politics, in life and whatever.
Because they want to get their get back. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's what the burners perfectly illustrate. I mean, these people, from what we saw in the Little People chapter alone, was wild.
I mean, that's exactly what happens. I mean, if you ever watched a video of a riot, there's always somebody there fucking directing shit, even if it's, ipso facto. It's, somebody stood there and somebody starts to listen to them, and then one more person comes, and then before you know it, there's a big crowd, and you're like, yeah, go rob that building.
You go and rob that building.
It snowballs. It just, that's what people are like. People are weird.
People are weird. And the burners, there's the burners obviously encapsulates like the warden / guard, your honor, whatever. It encapsulates the ladies of the night, the jurors.
Was everyone that's more extreme.
Yeah.
Everyone that's more extreme and is willing to do violence and retribution and vengeance against somebody that might not even be involved in their particular problems.
Right, because the breakers...
It's as long as somebody.
Right, because the breakers wanted to cause enough
break the machines, and break down the work line and go like, yeah, guys, come on, pay us better wages, basically.
Right. And the burners are like, what if we just made everything go boom boom instead? So, yeah. So obviously, from what we see here in Valbec, if you're a first time reader, it's a shit show. If you think this is the end of that shit show, you're in for a surprise. If you're first time reader. So we'll move on to our final segment, which is our third and final chapter read through. And this is The Party's Over. And we're in Savine's perspective, who's, I don't know what she's at. George, can you talk about what the fuck she's doing in this river? Is she like...
So there's a chain gang, and they are passing buckets along out of the river to put a fire out.
Oh, is that what it is to put the fire?
Yeah.
I thought she was... I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't even want to tell you what I thought.
What did you think was going on here?
I thought she was
gurgle, slop, and tickle.
I thought she was just straight up chugging water right out the river. I was like, bitch, what are you doing? That's not sanitary.
You are so funny. What the hell are you talking about? What the fuck?
Clatter, gurgle, slop. So I was like, all right. I thought like...
What the shit, Jeff?
That is what you speed read in these chapters.
I did. I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you. I did speed read this last one. I did. I was...
No, why do you... Chapters you don't even read?
No.
That's terrible.
This one, I was like, all right, I'm about to get on.
This chapter is great because it's just sensory.
Then you go for it, George. You hit me.
Absolutely. It's Savine, and she stood in for probably the first time in her life in a chain gang, basically. And they're all passing buckets, filling up filthy water and passing along to put out a fire in a building that they probably don't give a shit about because, well, you don't want to burn to death, do you? And that's just life. And that is life for Savine at this beginning of this chapter. And it goes on. And you know what? I wish we could call this chapter fucking Slop and Trickle because it's just great. Just over and over. I just love that. I love the fact that that's just repeated over and over.
Maybe we should call
Gurgle, Slop, and Trickle.
You know, it's like the Glockta chapters, right? There's always like this trifecta of gross things. Click that pen, which we do get later.
But again, we even get to the end here, and Savine's just like, I fucking hate these people. Get me away from here. And she like, oh, Crown Prince also is coming. She's like, also?
Yes,
my also?
I like how she says horrible news for most people, but the best news she's heard in a week. Love that.
Yeah, she's super excited. She's like, oh my gosh, she didn't even think about him like the entire time. Obviously, because all this chaos. And then now that he's mentioned and he's coming with 5,000 soldiers, she's like, oh, I can see his grin in my face. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I do like too how she is, you know, like she is part of this cycle, I guess, now. Where she is helping the community, like they're putting out a fire because the burners all sort of burn everything down. I don't know. I like that. I like that she's doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like she doesn't have a choice, though. No, you know, this is the day in the life of an average person.
Yeah, she's got to pretend to be an average person before the fucking jig is up. And then obviously, you know, there's the strange glow of like the burners burning their way out of town. Which is
as they do,
as they do, and because they're leaving. Because I believe that what's the idea is that Orso's going to get there the day after tomorrow, or no, tomorrow. So they're leaving now, and which you would think that maybe I'm not even. I'm not even going to start.
I mean, it's almost like Judge might have known that they were coming beforehand. But,
maybe
they have a lookout. Yeah. Or you're saying like in on the plan. Interesting. I like that.
Maybe. Yeah. I think I'm telling you, I think Judge knows a little bit more than what the others know.
Yes. I think Judge and Rizanau knew because they had to get out there, didn't they? And they left Marmor behind as sort of like a scapegoat.
Yeah. I think you're right.
But this shows Savine, and again, this 3 pages just sensory, and Savine just slopping buckets back and forth. And I can just hear it, It's like... If you've ever done menial work,
it is exactly what it feels like.
It's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, no, I
get it.
Yeah. You don't even feel like a person anymore. You're just a drone.
Yeah, you're just a gear in the machine.
Oh my goodness! Wait a minute. The breakers. They broke the factories, but they didn't break the machine. Oh,
they did. They failed to break the machine of society.
They forgot to break the river.
That seemed maybe Judge is right.
Jesus Christ. All right, so George, you love this chapter so much. How much would you rate it?
Not too high to be fair. I'll probably give it a 5 compared. A 5 for a very, very short chapter. It's fully sensory, and it just sets up the next bit perfectly.
2 pages, so yeah, 5 is great.
Yeah, love
5 is great for it. All right, Harrison, you?
I think I'm going to give it a 3. I do actually really like the role of this here. Like, I think we discredit it because it's a small chapter and everything, but like its purpose is showing how Savine's mindset is, how she's just part of everything, and the menial task work and all the burning. Like, I think it's a good little chapter. It's just small, so I think 3.
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 3 for the amount of pages this chapter is, so that works for me. Yeah, but in all seriousness, it just because it's not long enough to really have anything fleshed out, but like what George was saying about like how it's very sensory. And
yeah,
we are obviously getting a very, very close look at Savine's, I don't want to say crumbling mindset, but she's
it's almost myopic in the same way that Leo is. She's just single-minded, but in a different way.
Yeah, different way.
She has to be single-minded, whereas Leo chooses to be.
Yeah, this is such a paradigm shift for her, like a huge shock to her system that how else do you think she could respond? How else can anybody respond? Her entire life has been one of luxury and power and wealth. And within
luxury and power and wealth.
All that time
and wealth.
And wealth. And taken away. Taken away in a few moments. And now she's just like surviving on scraps and having to lug water out the river. Like, yeah. So it does a good job illustrating that. So,
yeah,
I'll give it a 3.
It's interesting that, for the richest people in society, living like a normal person is like hell. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
But
it's funny.
I will say in her defense, this isn't like a case of like whatever that, I forget that Mel Brooks movie where he lost a bet or whatever. He had a bet to like live amongst the poor for like a week or 30 days. This is like a moment where Valbeck is in upheaval. It's in an uprising. People's lives are in danger. People are dying. This is
not normal society.
This is different than her like becoming homeless because she lost all her money. This is that's different.
Yeah.
So
fair enough.
I'll say that.
I don't think so.
No, we'll have that in Savine's favor. She's extreme homeless rather than just regular homeless.
Yeah. It's like, what? Okay. All right. Well, that was good. That's our show, everyone. We want to thank you all for listening and supporting this podcast. As you know, this is a passion project for the 3 of us, and your support means oh so much.
Join us next week as we cover Eating Peas with a Sword and the Battle of Red Hill.
Make sure you follow us on all of our social media or send us an email at circleoftheworldpodcast@gmail.com.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast from. And please make sure to rate and review us. Thank you all again for listening.
Please, you can't buy freedom.